This book created millionaires. 35 million copies, 40 languages, decades of dominance. But Stephen Covey didn't write a productivity guide. He wrote an operating system for human effectiveness. Before we dive into the 7 habits themselves, you need to understand something crucial. Something that Covey discovered after decades of research. He analyzed 200 years of success literature, and what he found shocked him. There was a fundamental shift that happened around the 1920s. Before that era, success literature focused on what Covey calls the character ethic: integrity, humility, fidelity, courage, justice, patience. These were the foundations of lasting success. But after the 1920s, something changed. Success literature shifted to what he calls the personality ethic. Quick fixes, public image techniques, positive mental attitudes, influence tactics. And here's the thing. Most self-help advice today still operates on the personality ethic. That's why it fails. But the real question is this: what did the most effective people throughout history know that we've forgotten? Covey's answer begins with what he calls a paradigm shift. Think of paradigms as the lens through which you see the world. And here's where it gets powerful. Covey shares a story that perfectly illustrates this. He was riding the subway in New York City one Sunday morning. It was calm and quiet. People were reading newspapers or resting. Then a man entered with his children. The kids were loud, yelling, throwing things. The man just sat there with his eyes closed, doing nothing. Covey felt irritated. How could this father be so insensitive? Finally, Covey turned to the man and suggested he control his children. The man lifted his gaze, as if seeing the situation for the first time, and said softly, "You're right. We just came from the hospital where their mother died about an hour ago. I don't know what to think, and I guess they don't know how to handle it either." In that instant, Covey's paradigm shifted completely. His irritation transformed into compassion. Nothing external changed. Only his perception. If this insight resonates, you'll love the full breakdown. Hit subscribe for more literary wisdom. But here's the real insight. This subway story isn't just a touching anecdote. It reveals the foundation of all 7 habits. See, Covey discovered that between every stimulus and response, there is a space. In that space lies our power to choose our response. And in our response lies our growth and our freedom. This brings us to habit 1. Be proactive. Now, most people think being proactive just means taking initiative. But Covey means something far deeper. He's talking about taking responsibility for your own life. Your behavior is a function of your decisions, not your conditions. Reactive people let circumstances control them. Proactive people recognize they have the freedom to choose. Viktor Frankl, the Holocaust survivor and psychiatrist, discovered this truth in a Nazi concentration camp. Everything was taken from him. But he realized the Nazis could not take his freedom to choose how he would respond to his situation. Think about that for a second. If someone in a concentration camp can choose their response, what excuse do the rest of us have? But the most important lesson is this. Habit 2 takes everything to another level. Begin with the end in mind. Covey asks you to imagine your own funeral. 3 or 4 years from now. Picture yourself walking into the funeral parlor. You see the flowers. You hear the soft organ music. You see the faces of friends and family. As you walk to the front and look inside the casket, you suddenly come face to face with yourself. This is your funeral. Now think. What would you want each speaker to say about you? What character would you want them to have seen in you? What contributions and achievements would you want them to remember? What difference would you want to have made in their lives? This exercise is profound because it forces clarity. Most people climb the ladder of success only to find it's leaning against the wrong wall. They achieve goals that don't actually matter to them. Beginning with the end in mind means starting each day, each task, each project with a clear vision of your ultimate destination. And this leads to something Covey calls your personal mission statement. The wisdom deepens when we consider habit 3. Put first things first. This is where most people fail completely. But everything I just told you, that's just the setup. Because habit 3 is the practical fulfillment of habits 1 and 2. You've developed proactivity. You've clarified your mission. Now you must execute. Covey introduces a revolutionary concept called the time management matrix. 4 quadrants based on urgency and importance. Quadrant 1 is urgent and important. Crises. Pressing deadlines. Quadrant 2 is important, but not urgent. Prevention. Planning. Relationship building. Personal development. Quadrant 3 is urgent, but not important. Interruptions. Some meetings. Some calls. And quadrant 4 is neither urgent nor important. Time wasters. Pleasant activities. Here's the breakthrough most people miss. Effective people live in quadrant 2. They spend their time on important, but not urgent activities. This prevents crises before they happen. It builds relationships before they break. It develops skills before they're desperately needed. The key question becomes this: what one thing could you do regularly that would make a tremendous positive difference in your life? And this is how you apply it. Habits 4, 5, and 6 shift the focus outward. From private victory to public victory. Habit 4 is think win-win. Most people operate from a scarcity mentality. They believe success is a fixed pie. If someone else gets a bigger piece, there's less for them. But effective people operate from an abundance mentality. They believe there's plenty for everybody. In any interaction, there are 6 possible outcomes. Win-win. Both parties benefit.